Alright, so before we start off the lesson, let's start off with the joke. So, reaching the end of an interview, the human resources officer asked a young engineer straight out of the MIT and asked, "What salary are you looking for?" The engineer replies, "In the region, $125,000 a year, depending on your benefits package." So the interviewer says, "Well, why don't we make say that your package is 5 weeks vacation, 14 paid holiday, full medical and dental, company matching retirement fund to 50% of your salary, and a company car leased out every 2 years, say a red Corvette?" And the engineer sits up straight and says, "Woo! Are you kidding me?" And the interviewer says, "Yeah, but you started it." That's pretty funny. Come on, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. All right, that's the end of the joke. So let's go straight into the lesson. So today we'll be talking about multipliers, and multipliers is a way for the government to control the economy, whether to expand it or contract it. And when you expand an economy, it's for the purpose of increasing the GDP, and when you contract the economy, your intention is to control the GDP a bit more, because the whole purpose is to control inflation and not to go into too high inflation or anything like that. So essentially, it's just we had to learn these two terms called marginal propensity to save and marginal propensity to consume, and this is how we find. This is essentially what we need to find the exponential multipliers and tax multipliers. And as you can see, if you look down to here where it says exponential multiplier and tax multiplier, you could see equations. And so to fill these out, we need these. We need these two equations, and well, in this given scenario especially. So for this scenario, we see this whole information, and so we had to find the savings for 1 year subtracted by the other, and the income of 1 year and subtracted by the other, to find the marginal propensity to save, which is 1,000 right here minus 0 over 24,000 minus 2,200. We'll get 0.5. It's always good to understand that MPS and MPC will always equal 1. So if you find one, you could always find the other. And marginal propensity to save, consume, you find the change of consumptions or change of income, and then which ends up being 23,000 and 22,000, and the income for both years is going to be the same, 24,000, 22,000, and get 0.5. So we need this information to plug into these equations to find the exponential multiplier and tax multiplier. It's always effective to use the exponential multiplier because it is always more attractive to the government to use the exponential multiplier to control the economy, because it's more effective. As you can see that the sum of this is 2 and the sum of this is 1. Exponential multiplier is always usually 1 more than the tax multiplier. So in this instance, using that logic, it will obviously be logical for the government to always use the exponential multiplier. And these are the two equations. And now if you look at the tax multiplier, you can see that it's negative marginal propensity to consume over marginal propensity to save. So we always had to keep the absolute value sign. So essentially this negative sign is it's not important. So the entire purpose of understanding multipliers is the point of multipliers is to control the economy to avoid inflation, because if you know, inflation could cause many things, and as inflation increases, people see that the prices increases, they would tend not to buy the items, which is harmful for the economy. And that is about it. This is somewhat important for the AP macro econ exam, and it's good to know for the exam. it might appear on FRQs. And that is about it. Thank you for watching.